Hi everyone, welcome to the somatic practice that you can do hopefully on a break from work or any time of the day really, but I wanted to create something a little bit shorter that could get you back into your body when you've been perhaps looking at a computer for a long time. That's my perspective here, and that's my experience is more of office work, so that is where the perspective of this practice will be coming from. All right, so grab a seat. It could definitely be on a chair, on the floor, whatever you feel comfortable with. I've got a little bit of a cushion here. You could fold up a blanket and sit on that. So coming into the body, remind yourself that you have a body. And maybe move the arms a little bit, shift the weight back and forth. Hello, legs. Okay, and then just coming to a bit of stillness. And take in your space. So looking around the room you're in, maybe you've gone outside and you're just listening to me. That would be great. So taking in the space, noticing any maybe colors or the way the light falls that looks kind of interesting or pleasing to you. And then looking all the way behind one shoulder and then look up and then slowly come back to the center. Good, and let's go the other way. So going the opposite way that you just came from. Again, just looking around any textures, items that kind of catch your eye. And then just looking all the way behind you and up. This is such a great exercise. It's called orienting, and you can, take your time and do it even slower any time of the day you'd like. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to just kind of do a bit of an energetic practice. So we're going to zip up our own energy and then create kind of just a boundary. So when we're at work, obviously, we're pouring our energy into other people or things. So you're just going to take the hands like this, kind of in front of the groin, and we're just going to zip and then take the hands out and just create a boundary. Nice and slow. Good. And let's do that again. So we're going to zip it up and then push up and just push your arms out, creating a boundary. This is your space. No one can come in it. And feel free to get a little creative. Maybe you want to create kind of like a boundary and space behind you and bring it down to the side. And let's do that one more time. Zipping up the energy and creating space. Notice what it feels like to feel kind of that power in your arms, that pushing out. Good, and down to the side. Nice. Okay. Now, if we're sitting a lot and maybe we're like working really hard, there can be like a lot of flight energy, like an urgency in the body, and then we're just sitting there. So I want you to just, we're going to shake it out, but I want it to be like just really gentle and coming from the center of the body. So not immediately shaking the arms out. So just notice how that feels. Give yourself like a little wobble. Bring the arms into it. And start with kind of a slow shake. How does that feel? And do you want to just give it a little more force? And if it feels like too much, or not too much, even if another speed feels really good, stay there. Okay, and then just give it a shake. And let's do that with the legs as well. You can do one leg and the other. And then you can speed it up if you'd like. Maybe you're in a chair, maybe it's a little bit easier. You could always stand up and do this. And just letting that settle. Good. So when we are at work, we're often hunched over. And we want to bring some length into, or we want to notice what it feels like to come out of that. So we're going to curl in, curl the shoulders in, curl the chest in. And you can actually use the chest and the stomach muscles to kind of bring you in and drop the head. And just notice what that feels like. And take a breath there. Maybe two. Just breathe normally, but don't hold the breath. And let's slowly come out of it. So slowly notice, just millimeter by millimeter, what does it feel like to curl out of, or to uncurl from that position, to unfurl, almost as if you're a balloon being blown up and inflated in a good way. And just noticing what that feels like to come into a neutral position. Let the shoulders drop. Notice how you can easily orient and look around from this position. Close the eyes if that feels comfortable and notice what it feels like here. Okay, let's curl in one more time. So we're letting the shoulders cave in. And take a couple breaths. Notice what that feels like. And let's come out of it. So slowly coming up, notice what it feels like to come out of that curled in position and unfurl, coming into a nice neutral position. The energy, the blood, the air, everything can flow a little bit easier here. So notice what that feels like to be here. Notice what it feels like to come from kind of a more stagnant curled in position, a low energy position, to a place where the energy can flow. Good. Okay, now we're going to go the opposite way. So, especially if you've been stressed at work, this is a great exercise for that. So what we're going to do is we're going to arch the back, bring the shoulders back. So you're creating an arch in the spine, pelvis tilts forward, and you can bring the elbows back too. And just take a breath there. So you're feeling a little bit of tension in the back. Nothing should hurt. Okay, and slowly, millimeter by millimeter, come out of that into neutral. Letting the shoulders drop, the spine come into a neutral position, the pelvis come into a neutral position. And just noticing what this feels like. Noticing what it feels like to come out of kind of a tense position into a neutral, more relaxed position, again, where the energy can flow a little bit easier, where we can breathe easier. Good. Let's do that one more time. So the spine begins to arch, our pelvis tilts forward, our shoulders go back, elbows go back. And if there's like a particular place of tension in the back, you can kind of lean into that. Lean into the tension. The body wants to tense up, we're going to go with it. We're not going to fight it. And take a couple breaths there. Don't hold the breath. And slowly come out of it, millimeter by millimeter, into that neutral position. Maybe it's a little bit easier to breathe here. Let the shoulders drop and take that big scoop of nothing. Sometimes when we just relax and just wait, things can let go in the body without us even noticing. So we're just going to wait there. Or maybe you will notice. Good. Okay, one more exercise. So what we're going to do is we're just we're just going to work a little, it's a little bit of boundary work. So sometimes we can reflexively, if someone's talking to us a lot or we're doing something we don't want to, and sometimes that's just part of life, but we can go and we can take that energy of wanting to push away whatever it is, and we can do that on our own. So we're still moving the energy. So taking a breath in, feeling the hands, wiggle the fingers, and just pushing out. And you can push out to where you feel comfortable. If you want to stop here, you can. Okay, push out. Notice what that feels like. Okay, and drop the hands. And one more time. Wiggle the fingers. We want to feel the hands. Stay present with the arms and the hands and pushing out. You can breathe out if you'd like. Good. And just feeling the strength in your own hands and your arms. Awesome. Okay, last thing, I know that I said that was the last thing, we're gonna do one more thing. We're just gonna wake up the body a little bit, wake up the fascia. So just tapping up and down the arms, tap the hands. You can use the fingertips if you'd like. Switch arms. And you can take the fingertips, tap the neck, the scalp. You can tap the face, that can feel really nice. Go gentle. Tapping the chest, just avoiding the microphone, but you go nuts if you want to. Make the fist kind of loose like this. You can tap the back where you can reach, don't hurt yourself. Keep your shoulders safe. Good, and then let's tap down the legs. Hello, feet. And the other leg. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed that quick somatic practice, and I hope you have a great day ahead of you. See you.